Now at 6, a major deal between the U.S. and China. Both countries agreed to a 90-day pause on most tariffs. What the news could mean for consumers.
And demand for accountability. In a letter to Portland Public Schools, nonprofits from around the area demand answers into a project that cost taxpayers $60 million plus.
Everything. It's every single emotion you can imagine on all ends of the spectrum.
We spoke to an Oregon man who was on a mission to sail across the Pacific with his cat. Coming up, what led him to the open sea as your 6 o'clock hour of sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. It is Monday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Chris McGinnis and Rod Hill also on board for the ride here to start the work week. Rod, let's start with that Monday forecast.
Yeah, sun's up, and we haven't had many of these mornings that the sun's up, but you can't really tell because of the cloud cover and shower activity. A lot of shower activity as a whole across Oregon. Fewer showers if you're traveling up into Washington this morning. And there's a heavy downpour just north of 26. That's outside of Sandy. There is more widespread rain when you get down around Albany. This is mostly light, but is moving up to the north. Salem, a little bit of rain, light rain starting to come up to you as well. So there is an overcast look at downtown Portland, 51 degrees. The showers scattered ongoing today, and there is a storm threat, meaning hail, maybe some rumbles of thunder. High of 62 degrees. Southwest Washington commuters. Chris has my favorite topic for you.
We're talking bridge lifts. Yes, a traffic alert right now on I-5. Both directions being lifted at this moment. And this is a snapshot from WashDOT's website. You can see traffic is stopped right now at SR 14. So obviously you need to plan some extra time. There's the northbound I-5 commute coming to a screeching halt here at Jansen Beach. So you'll need a few extra minutes. We'll keep you posted when that reopens, of course. I-205, a good option. That is rolling right along despite the rain. No problems on that side of town. And a quick check of the Banfield. Interstate 84 in pretty good shape, guys. That bridge lift on I-5, not a great way to start the morning commute. We'll keep you posted.
Thank you, Chris. First at 6, a big announcement this morning on a trade deal with China. The U.S. says it has reached an agreement with the country to slash tariffs in order to defuse the trade war.
President Trump is also on his way to the Middle East today. NBC's Alice Barr has more on all of this from Washington, D.C.
Combined it, and anybody should have known.
President Trump traveling to the Middle East today for the first major foreign trip of his second term, expected to focus on business deals. As Trump administration and Chinese officials revealed new details about a trade deal negotiated this weekend, announcing a 90-day pause for most tariffs beginning Wednesday. The U.S. cutting tariffs on Chinese imports from 145 to 30%, China going from 125 to 10% on U.S. goods, while negotiations continue.
It's important to understand how quickly we were able to come to agreement, which reflects that perhaps the differences were not so large as maybe thought.
With growing concerns over tariff-induced price hikes, President Trump promising an executive order today to slash prescription drug prices by 30 to 80%. His Middle East trip comes amid signs of tension with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over how to approach aggression from Iran and the war in Gaza. After U.S.-Hamas negotiations, the last living American-Israeli hostage in Gaza, Idan Alexander, is expected to be released as soon as today. President Trump calling it hopefully the first and the final steps necessary to end this brutal conflict. The president not currently set to visit Israel this trip, stopping instead in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, as the White House confirmed Qatar offered to donate what 4 sources call a super luxury jumbo jet to use as the new Air Force One. The sources say it would be transferred to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation at the end of his term. Critics, including top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer, blasting the plan as bribery. President Trump defending what he calls a very public and transparent transaction. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Back here locally, people gathered outside Salem City Hall over the weekend to protest against Avelo Airlines over its recent agreement to operate deportation flights for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Starting Wednesday, Avelo will have 3 aircraft based in Arizona that it says will fly both domestically and internationally to support the department's deportation efforts. The protesters say the airline is only worried about its bottom line.
Avelo's a company that's in financial trouble, and they took this ICE money, for profit over people.
Avello says it also flew deportation flights under the Biden administration, but the protesters in Salem say that was different. They claim the current administration doesn't allow enough time for due process.
And this administration refuses that due process. And so when Avello says they used to deport with previous administrations, yeah, but it was totally different.
If you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here, and the courts are holding me from doing it.
Avello landed at Salem Municipal Airport in 2023, becoming the first commercial airline at the airport in over a decade.
Back here locally, Washington's governor has signed a controversial law requiring clergy to report child abuse. But now the U.S. Department of Justice is launching a civil rights investigation into that law. The DOJ alleges that the law may infringe on First Amendment rights, particularly for Catholics, since violating the seal of confession carries potential excommunication from the church. During hearings earlier this year, supporters of the law said that Washington has an obligation to protect children. But the Archbishop of Seattle argues that the law forces priests into an impossible position.
Children need trusted adults. They need to know that if they tell somebody they're being abused, like I told my teacher in the 5th grade that I was being abused, that they can trust that that person will make it stop.
Our priests have told me, Archbishop, I'll go to prison before I allow the state to coerce any such information from me. And I think all of our priests feel that way.
Previously, under state law, priests could not be called to testify under oath about what someone told them in confession.
A school bus driver in Lincoln County will be in court today for alleged sex crimes. 21-year-old Josiah LaFrenz faces charges that include luring a minor and online sex corruption of a child. Those charges follow reports of inappropriate communication between LaFrenz and a Taft High School student. Police believe there could also be more victims, so we put their tip line up here on the screen. They're asking anyone with information about this to give them a call.
Dozens of local organizations are calling on Portland Public Schools to move more quickly on a plan to build a Center for Black Student Excellence.
It's been 5 full years since the school district received $60 million in taxpayer funds to build that center. Since then, there's been very little progress to make it happen. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live outside the school district headquarters in Northeast Portland. So Thomas, let's talk about what this group of nonprofits is asking the district to do at this point.
Yeah, well, Drew, in China, more than 35 nonprofits in a letter to Portland Public Schools is asking the school district to have clear guidelines for when checkpoints will be reached. These are nonprofits including the Black Excellence League of Portland and the Urban League, the NAACP, all nonprofit groups in our area. Now, by May 20th, these groups, a coalition as they say, want a public presentation detailing when a site will be chosen for the Center for Black Student Excellence. By December, they want the district to purchase that site. And this is all revolving around a project that's made little progress over the past 5 years. It was part of the 2020 bond measure, and Portland Public asked taxpayers for $60 million to build this Center for Black Student Excellence. It's intended to be a place where kids, especially young black children, can grow and make the district a little bit more equitable. But since receiving taxpayer money 5 years ago, little progress has been made. It's still unclear where the center will be located and how much it'll cost to run. In the letter, the coalition writes, this is not only a matter of justice for our children, fulfilling the district's promises made to Portland students, families, educators, and taxpayers is a matter of public trust and governmental accountability. In March, we spoke to Portland Public Board Chair Eddie Wong. He says COVID, a teacher strike, and a change in superintendents delayed this project. Building materials are more expensive too. Still, families who have long supported this initiative are growing increasingly frustrated.
You know, let's be honest, I wish there was more progress made. The longer we wait, the more expensive things get.
It's not moving as quickly as we would hope.
Now, Portland Public Schools says this is changing under new Superintendent Kimberly Armstrong. They say this initiative is at the forefront of what they are trying to accomplish here. Still, this coalition, in its letter that it gave to the school district, is demanding immediate action. Drew, China.
Thomas, thank you. The Harrison Park Middle School gardening class and PTA held its first ever plant fundraiser sale Saturday. It's to help raise funds to brace for possible PPS budget cuts to extracurricular activities. The sale happened inside the school's garden, where 25 students have planted over 4,000 seedlings since February. Head gardening teacher Mike Benson says this not only serves as a way for students to learn where their food comes from, but as a great introduction to real-life skills. But top of mind right now is raising funds to continue this class for current and future students.
Because of that, we want to be proactive and let the kids have some ownership to raise and not only awareness but also funds to help them kind of hedge their bets as far as the unknown.
And if you missed it, don't you worry. Benson will open the plant sale back up today after school from 4:30 to 8 o'clock.
We run that gardening story, Rod, ahead of your forecast, which features no 70-degree temperatures for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, certainly not showing up on the 7-day. Remember, we were in the 60s Saturday and Sunday, so all of a sudden we're looking at a potential, 10-day run of highs in the 60s and mostly low to mid 60s. We have not seen a non-70-degree stretch like this since the first week of April. So it's been a while. And certainly we need the rain, as you know. The heaviest rain so far has been just over ½ of an inch of rain collected since yesterday up at the Kelso Airport, by the way. Here's what we have going on this morning. It's scattered showers currently moving south to north, but later today you'll see the showers dropping down from the north. So the direction of arrival will be changing, if you will. It is snow showers up over the Cascades, sticking snow as low as 5,000 feet this morning. We've had a few heavier showers, but right now this is just light stuff that's drifting through Portland. Now cause you to turn on the windshield wipers. Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City showing the clouds, and there is our Salem live camera, and there's our downtown Portland camera. Yeah, everybody's cloudy this morning. Here are the temperatures with showers in the area. Upper 40s to low 50s on average. It's 50 out in Troutdale. Good morning to you. Salem is at 49. One of the cooler spots would be Silverton. Good morning. 44 is your current temperature. Scattered shower threat is in the forecast statewide up into Washington. The best chance of seeing scattered downpours of hail, maybe a rumble of thunder, will be near and east of the Cascades. But we have that threat here on the west side today as well. You saw the high temperatures, 50s and low 60s. I've got Portland 62. That would equal yesterday's high. Mainly dry weather tomorrow and Wednesday with a shower threat, partly sunny, mid 60s. The next organized rain comes in the back half of Thursday night into Friday. Chris has a traffic report for us.
Yeah, Rod, I want to get you back up to the east side of Vancouver. We're looking live right now. Photojournalist Eric Patterson's behind the wheel of Drive Aid. A building fire, a restaurant fire on Northeast Choclaw, just north of north of Mill Plain. You can still see a couple of engines on the scene. Now, Eric tells us that the fire is out, but obviously there's still a little bit of local traffic impact around this. Again, this is for perspective. It's just north of Southeast Mill Plain Boulevard near Choclaw Road, which is just, again, east of I-205. All right, back to the freeway drive. We had a bridge lift a few minutes ago. The interstate bridge is back down. Traffic is rolling again, but there is some local slowing getting out of Clark County, so be aware of that. Once you get on the road, though, it looks like things are rolling along okay. And last but not least, up in Cowlitz County, northbound I-5, heading north of Longview today. Washout doing some oil spill cleanup. The northbound left lane will be closed from 7:30 until as late as 4 o'clock. Drew, China, that will create some delays a little bit later on this morning.